students, welcome to class 1 political science class. Today I will continue with lesson 4 political ideologies. It has 4 ideologies: liberalism, socialism, communism and fascism. The objectives of today's class are critical evaluation of liberalism, its purpose and functions of state. Under this there are 3 views: traditional view, modern view and Indian view. Before discussion of all these topics, I would like to discuss the key terms with you. The first key term is liberalism. It's a repeated term, but it's going to be discussed again and again today. That's why I will discuss it again today. Liberalism means philosophy based on liberty and consent of the governed. Capitalist, a person who invests in trade for profit on principles of capitalist. Nationalization, transfer of major branch of industry from private to state ownership. Monopoly, the exclusive control of trade in a commodity. Money laundering, to conceal the origin of illegal money with transfer through foreign bank. Welfare state, a state that protects the health and well-being of its citizens. Now, I will discuss the topic, that is critical evaluation of the liberalism. It is from your pages 85 to 89. Students, the first point I will discuss today is liberalism lacks clarity. Students, yesterday I discussed meaning and basic principles of liberalism. The first principle that I discussed yesterday was recognition of importance of individual. Under this point, I explained that liberalism accepts individual as the central point of all the political, social and economic activities. It means liberalism supports individual, but on the other hand, it makes individual as a capitalist and makes him responsible for exploitation also. So this is contradictory. It is a criticism of liberalism. There is no clarity. So this is the criticism of liberalism. The second criticism is that it is undue faith in the rationality of individual. Yesterday I discussed that liberalism has firm faith in the intelligence of rationality of individual. No doubt, man is rational animal and knows that what is good for him, but it's not possible for every man to have the same level of rational outlook. A common man usually lacks the intellect to understand each and every problem of life and to find solution. Moreover, a common man hardly gets a chance to apply his intellect to solve social and global problems. The common man can't reach at social and global problems. So this is also the criticism of the principles of liberalism. Now the next criticism is individual is seldom the best judge of his own interest. Liberals claim that every individual understands his interest very well and functions accordingly. But it's wrong, because there are very few people in society who are educated, especially in India if you think, and understand everything fully. Like I tell you the example of India. Students, you know about what's literacy rate in India. Like the last census, 2011 census report, it's just 74% literacy rate in India. It means that 74% people in India are educated And what about the other? It's a main drawback of the principles of liberalism. So these are the drawbacks of the liberalism. Now I will talk about the next criticism of the principles of liberalism. The next criticism is the state is not an artificial institution. Yesterday I discussed that liberalism believes that state is an artificial institution, but according to the origin theory of the state is a natural institution. State is not artificial, but it's a natural institution which has evolved over a long period of time. Even several factors have contributed to its growth. So, this point is contradictory to the origin theory of the state. Even the critics feel that the traditional liberalists have wrong conception of the liberty. So that this is also the criticism of the principles of the liberalism. Now, I will discuss this point. It is wrong that state activity destroys the liberty of individual. Liberty doesn't mean absence of restraints. Rather, in a positive sense, liberty needs restraints. Without restraints, you can't enjoy liberty. Like I tell you, Constitution defines limits of the government and laws defines the limits of the citizens, and same way all the institutions have the rules, and the rules are the restraints of the people who work in the institution. Like we all are holy heartians and we follow the rules and regulations of the school, so we know what are the timings and what are the conversation language and what are the passing marks in exams and the test and what are the uniform rules and regulations. So students, we are following this. You know why the school expects you all to follow these rules, so that you grow up as a good personality and shine in the future. So the school teaches you to work freely, but also limits are told you. So this helps you in full life as a citizens. But liberalists forget this thing, that there is a role of the state also in the life of citizens. So liberty without restrictions can't be enjoyed. Imagine the situation if all will start enjoying everything in the society in liberty but without restrictions. It will be a jungle and not a society. So this is the major drawback of the principles of liberalist. The next drawback is liberalists support the open competition in the economic sphere. The thing is, open competition is harmful for the weaker sections of society, because the open competition leads to the stage where the capitalists grow very powerful, but the poor sections are exploited. The rich grow richer and the poor becomes poorer. So the open competition suits to the capitalist and not to the common people. So it is the ideology of the middle class. It does nothing for the common people to promote the interest of the workers and the poor section of the society. No doubt, all these critics have talked about the principles, but we should not forget that there is a difference in traditional and contemporary liberalism. A change has come in the principles of liberalism. Contemporary liberalism accepts that the state is a natural and essential human organization. Its primary function is to provide security essential for the enjoyment of rights and freedoms by all the people. Like I give you an example of India. You know, in 2005 an act was passed known as RTI, that is Right to Information Act. And under this act, it empowers the Indian citizens to get information from the government department by making a request through a web portal. It promotes transparency and accountability in the working of the public authorities and checks corruption and makes our democracy work for the people in the real sense. Students, you know, it is our fundamental right to get the information. No one can deny us to provide this information. Once the application is made through web portal, then within 30 days we are to get the information. Hope you are clear about providing security principle of contemporary liberalist. This change in ideology of liberalist from 19th to 21st century has enabled it as the most respected ideology of our age. Students, this make your one long question on the criticism of ideologies. You must prepare it well. Now I will talk about liberalism, its purpose, functions of the state. Now I will discuss it in detail. First, I will talk about the traditional view. According to it, state should perform only the protection function. The state was regarded as a police state, which was to provide protection to the life, liberty and property of the people, both from internal and external aggressions. Students, now you tell me, who protects our life and property in the internal aggressions? Tell me. It's the police and the courts. And who protects us from the external aggressions? It's the defense forces, all the three wings of the defense. So who is behind all this? It's very simple. It's the state. The traditional liberalists believe that state should perform minimum functions and pass minimum laws. In the last decade of the 20th century, the state came to be regarded as a natural and essential human organization. Natural and essential human organization. So, it was expected to exercise its power for securing both security and welfare of the people. Is it clear? So it was all about traditional liberal view and functions of the state. So I have discussed in detail the traditional view. Now I will discuss the modern view. According to Western scholars and political leaders, they accept that the welfare role of the state is need and value of the state action for providing social security to the people. They agree that for the performance of various functions, there is need of several special independent regulatory commissions for the monitoring the various activities of and service providers and business houses for preventing the monopolies and money laundering by rich and powerful. Even the Indian view is also the same in favor of it. The Indian view says that according to Indian Constitution in the preamble, it is provided that it is the objective of our Indian Constitution to provide social, economic and political justice. It describes India as a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Part 3 of our constitution deals with the directive principles. So directive principles are given in the part 3 of our constitution. It tells about the duties of the state to make India a welfare state. So it is the duty of the state. So students, I have discussed with you what the state should do to make India a welfare state. So students, you must prepare it well, the functions of the state according to the traditional view, modern view and the Indian view. Today, liberalism is to provide social good and welfare on the largest possible scale. So, I have discussed today the critical evaluation and purpose and functions of the state according to liberalism. Now, you will revise the pages 85 to 89 and watch the video again and solve the snap homework questions. And tomorrow I will discuss the next topic. Till then, goodbye and thank you.